Hello, this video tutorial is to show you how to follow the best practices that are listed on the guide for using Google Meet. These will help you manage the class, manage the session a whole lot better, and they'll just improve the quality of the call too. So first of all, this call is pretty blurry because, my entire family is streaming and doing various things, and our internet is a little sketchy, so I apologize for the quality here. But the first tip on there is to have students mute themselves. So on the screen, you can see that when I hover down here, there's these controls. This is the microphone and the video, of course. They're currently both on. But if you click one of these, which I'll do just briefly, you can see that muted the microphone, and you want students to click on that. So just have students all mute themselves. Over here, they can turn off their camera, which may also be advisable because it would keep the bandwidth a little bit lower. So if the quality of your call is not very good, having students turn off their camera, or if you just are nervous about what they may be doing on camera, if it's distracting or whatever, you can have them turn off their cameras. Okay, so over here, I would instruct students to do that, but let's say you have a student who has not muted themselves and they're making a lot of noise. You can see the little noise things here when we go to people. You can see who's picking up sound. If I click on Ethan here, I can mute him. So it's going to give me a little warning saying I'm muting him for everyone on the call, but you do have control over that. You can mute the people on the call so that you can keep that background noise down to a minimum. So what I would then recommend is that if you want students to be able to speak, just have them post in the chat, a request to be unmuted. And that's kind of like a virtual version of raising their hand. You're giving them permission to speak, permission to unmute themselves, or that you'll unmute them so that they can have their turn to speak. Otherwise, you've got 10 different people on the call and everyone's making noise and talking at the same time. It's just chaos and nothing is being accomplished. Another tip is for you to have them pin you. So the way Google Meet works is that whoever is currently speaking, whoever's making the most noise, I guess, becomes the featured video that's here, at least in the typical layout. Now you can change the layout. If we go here, you can change the way it looks, but you're only changing it for you. You're not changing it for everyone on the call. So, and it's being really slow to do that, but but that's where you can make sure that they are keeping you as the featured video and it's not jumping back and forth between different people. To do that, they would just click on your name and they would click this pin to screen, and that's going to keep your video as the featured video in the main part of the screen, no matter who's talking. So that's another good tip too. I'm going to jump to removing students. If you do have a student who's being inappropriate in any way, or just not following instructions, and if there's any reason that you need to remove a student from the call, you can do that just by clicking this final button here. You can kick them out. Now, they could rejoin, of course, but you can kick them out. Google is working on a solution to keep students from being able to rejoin a call once they've left it. There's some downsides to that, but what we're really concerned about is students being able to join the call after the teacher is no longer there. So trying to make sure that we don't have situations like that where students are meeting together online unsupervised on something that's under our jurisdiction. So you can remove students. They probably will not, at least in the future, be able to get back in once you've done that. So those are those tips. The last thing that's in the best practice list is that you should always be the very last person to leave the call. So you just wait until all the students have left the call, and if a student's not leaving the call, like I said, kick them out. Remove them from the call, and then make sure you're the last one to leave. And also make sure you're paying attention to the requirements about recording the session and keeping that recording going all the way until the very end. If you have any questions, please let me know.